Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you for joining the live stream. Sorry for the slight delay. Had some technical issues as usual. It's very cold in my location right now. Minus 20 or minus 30, something like that. So, for whatever reason, my main monitor is not showing anymore like it used to. That used to always work. So let me get that fixed because right now I see nothing over here. It's just like a black screen from what I can see. I will work on fixing that very soon. Okay, what about this? Okay, all right. I think it's better now. Okay, yeah, I think now you should see basically what I see. Here's the main page. So we're going to be building one or more of these sets today, and you get to choose what I build. Check out my channel. There's 3 polls. They were open yesterday. They are still open today, and you can vote for whichever sets you want me to build first, and I'll pick the winner. If there's a tie, I'm gonna just tell you to vote more, vote harder until we break the tie. I will check right now to see what is the most popular of these. Bear with me here. Yeah, I'm having multiple devices to manage basically screen sharing this, but also looking at the chat and looking at the polls all at the same time. At some point in the future, I might have a multi-monitor setup. I think that's going to be far more efficient, but one thing at a time. Into the posts, we have 1, 2, one. So it looks like we have a tie. We have a tie between multiple options. So it's always exciting when that happens, right? So let's let's take a look at what. Try to load up the camera. Basically, we have a tie between the Ninjago Dragon of Life. I don't know if you can see this, but hopefully you can see this thing right here. So this is the Dragon of Life. That's one of the options. The other option is this Speed Champions car, the time machine from Back to the Future, also known as the DeLorean, but LEGO's not using that name, probably because of licensing reasons. And then the third option is the Technic NASA Artemis Space Launch System. So this right here. So it's basically a three-way tie between this, this, and this. So if you're watching this, you have not already voted, go vote for one of these options so we can break the tie, or put something in the chat. I'll open the chat right now to check what y'all are saying. I'm gonna do something a little bit different this time. I'll try to, like, since I do play the music in the background, I'll actually attach these headphones here and listen to the music directly. Although I don't know if that messes with the microphone settings. Can you still hear me with this microphone? And I guess I'll test this myself by listening to myself once I switch to the camera. So let me load up the sets that we have as I speak in the recording area. We have the NASA space set, we have the Dragon, and we have the Speed Champions all the way over here. And so it looks like it's going to be one of these three. Charger is there. Turn on the lights. You should see my camera very soon. And there we go. So it's going to be one of these sets that we built today, according to the current polling. Now, if there are other sets that you want to build, you better double and triple vote on those to boost them. But right now, these are the top three. So which one is it going to be? You decide. And in case you're new to the channel, you don't know how voting works, basically you click on the icon for my channel, basically the red, green, blue circle thing. You click on that and you click on posts. Posts like is one of the last options. You have like videos, playlists, shorts, etc. You have posts, and then there you scroll down. You'll find places where you can vote. So go vote on one of these three sets to break the tie, or you and a friend together vote on another set to be the new front runner. All right, let's see. Did any votes come in? At the same time, I'll test my own microphone while I'm here. Wrong button. If you're new here, don't forget to like and share the stream. To make things even super easier, I'll just put the link to my post directly in the chat. Just click the link Like the link will literally take you right there. Let's scroll down a bit and you'll be able to vote for your preferred set. You'll be able to vote for your preferred set. Audio seems fine. Just tested it myself. Come on, people. We just need one more vote to break the tie. One more vote. And once we know what set we're building, I'll pick music that is corresponding to that set. But for Ninjago, I'll play Ninjago music. For the space one, I'll play some space themed music. And the Speed Champions, I'm not quite sure. Maybe something more general. I know this movie does have music associated with it, but it's copyright protected, and they tend to be quite strict with that. Alright, I see more and more people are joining the live stream. You decide what I build without the instructions. So pick a set, any set from these three or even some other set. If you want to make it the front runner, go vote in the poll. The link is in the chat. Actually, I'll make it easier. I'll make it easier. The meme, like, if you know, you know, basically. Let me see. I'll basically make a poll right here, so you can just press one button to pick the set that you want. Where's the poll button? Start a poll. So, which one to build first? I'll use the short names. Technic, NASA, SLS for Spatial Launch System. Then I'll say Ninjago Dragon. You know what it is. And the last option is the Time Machine. BTTF, Back to the Future. Time Machine. There we go. So, as long as you're signed in, you have the opportunity to vote in this poll. It's right here in the chat. You can vote on it. If you're on mobile, you might need to like press the screen once to see the different options. I don't know how to do this if you're on TV. Check to see if any votes came in the main polls at the same time. Looks to be the same as before. All right, so we got one vote. We got one vote. The other viewers, they don't see what that one person voted. So thank you, whoever did vote. Thank you so much for getting the ball rolling. Now we have an answer. But if you're here, you haven't voted yet, now is your chance. I'll give you like 15 more seconds 15 more seconds, and then we'll go with whatever the winner is, unless we have a tie. We can always break a tie. We can always break a tie. All right, time is up. You will know very shortly what the set that I'm going to build is based off of the music that I'll be playing. Is based off of the music that I'll be playing. I gotta try using another device. Yeah, so Ninjago wins. Others will be built, but at a later time. We'll start with the dragon. This black background is not the most suitable, so I switch it up to green. Turn off my camera while I do that. Excuse me. It's like that. Take a fucking asphalt background. Nice bright green. It's like magic. Look at this box. The box is huge. Back. Here's a look at the minifigures. I know a lot of you are interested, especially in the minifigures, so look at those and let me know in the chat which one are you most excited for. I'm gonna get started the build very soon, but I have to update the thumbnail and do a bit of stuff on the background. But while I do that, here's a look at the top of the box art. And also, I will bring the other Ninjago set from yesterday as well. not gonna be bad. Got a bit of a mech here in addition to the main dragon itself. Polygon V dragon, I think. They have not been consistent with like whether or not to put a V in front of the set name. Like once again, it's a pretty tall box, this one. What's going on with my presentation software that I use for the thumbnails? It's going completely haywire on me right now. The Lego logo just disappeared from all the thumbnails. Like it never existed. Yeah, I've said that I'll bring the other set here while waiting, and I will do that. It's hard to carry this with just one hand, but here it is. So this is what we built yesterday, in the first part of the live stream, and I think this is quite a good set to have. Just look at the Ninjago. Just look at the ninja how they're flying out. Says definitely not worth $10. I wish. Also got liver. Jay's biological mother. The giveaway is still in place, same rules as what was previously announced. I will go over those again at some point later. Nine. Thumbnail is ready, I just need to save and upload it. I guess this is why people hire an editor. Those big live streamers, they don't do this by hand. They have someone who is doing this. They just say, oh, do XYZ. I guess with AI, this is going to happen at some point. This is more challenging than it looks to create a thumbnail that's not too large. Finally, something that's under 2 megabytes. I hate that YouTube has this rule. Let's put this in the Ninjago playlist. Save. We're done with the poll for now. That's much better. Just letting some people know about this because people are not always notified by the algorithm. Of course, you have to follow all the rules that these different forums have when it comes to promoting your own stuff. Okay, so I put it in a couple places that might be interested. That being said, it's time to start building. Fine. And yeah, setup for this took way too long. So, came in just now. Welcome. Came in earlier. Well, I hope you enjoy hearing me talk. I'm gonna pause the music for just a moment while I just do a quick intro of the set. You've already seen the box art, but I will show it for the benefit of future viewers, or people watching the review. Here is the front of, and I'll turn off my camera as well. I'm going to reuse this footage later. Here is the front of the box, which appears quite square. You see the names of the main figures at the bottom corner in case you're not familiar with any of them. And here they are in a more action-oriented scene at the top. At the back of the box, you see a different pose for the dragon, as well as Zane curiously holding the sword of fire. It's a very interesting decision that they did there. And we see that this box, unlike many boxes that we've seen recently, gets opened all throughout the sides. So let's do just that. We have seen this style of box, I think, 1 or 2 times before on the channel with the Lego City Crane from a couple of years ago. So basically you have to cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 tapes in order to open the box. I think it's better to flip it over from this point. Easier to do this with 2 hands, obviously, but using one because I'm using the other to hold the recording device. And with that, we can remove the covering like this. And we get surprisingly plastic bags in here. I was pretty sure we get paper bags because this is a new style of box, but apparently the two are unrelated. So this is a useful tray if you want to use this to sort the pieces. And I'll take out all the bags first to show them to you all. I could play the music while I'm doing that. Bring myself back on camera. Try to sort the bags while I bring them out. I hope this thing doesn't have too many stickers. Leave here. Box away temporarily just to give myself more space. It's quite a large box. Sorry about the focus there. Four. Maybe see some of the names now. I can pause the music and my camera for the future review. In this set, we got 9 numbered bags, numbered from 1 to 9. We also get this sleeve right here that contains presumably the instructions and the sticker sheet. Although the instructions doesn't seem like it's a very thick volume compared to some previous sets that we've seen recently. That's encouraging. what take here, something like that. In this cardboard sleeve, we got two instruction manuals. This sticker sheet right here doesn't look too bad for the size of the set, and some of these stickers might be considered optional, although these repeated stickers should have probably been printed. We got these very nice vinyl pieces for the wings of the dragon. So on first impression, this looks very nice. It looks like it could be reused for some botanical plant or something, and even from the underside, the back side, it doesn't look too bad either. This is like the main camera friendly side, and this is the other side. It looks just as nice. And we got two instruction manuals, one for the side build and the mech, and it actually shows you which bags you need. And then this larger manual for the dragon and the remaining minifigures. This is exactly what LEGO should do whenever they have multiple instruction manuals. This is perfect. This is exactly what I've come to expect. Let's see, is there any information about the set at the beginning? Nope. It's just brick separator and build the minifigure. And at the end you have it built. 35 steps for both the mech and this, which is pretty decent, I would say. Eyeballing it. I'm guessing it's one bag for both. For this one here, you just start from bag 3 and you build the dragon. There's no information at all about this dragon or about the minifigures or the theme. I think it's a little bit of a miss. Part list is available on lego.com, so I'll let you check it there if you want. And here is a bunch of other LEGO Ninjago sets. I already reviewed the Kaimech right here, so you can check out my review on the channel right now, after finishing watching this, of course. And then there's these two other sets that I may or may not get. So if you're really interested in one of these sets or both of them, leave a comment, and I will consider getting them if there's sufficient demand. With that being said, we'll put away these instructions and never talk about them again, and start with the build. Basically put all the, bring back the webcam and music. Now the fun begins. Bring back the box. Actually, I can look at both the front and the back of the box at the same time. It's the first time that you could do this with a Lego box without destroying it. So if you're building this without the instructions, you can look at both sides of the box. You still see only the front of the dragon, only the front of the mech. So if you use the 3D view for especially the dragon, I won't blame you. But I do think for things like the side build, you should be able to build it using just the box, if you put your mind to it. I'd say the same goes for the mech as well. The chat is a bit quiet today, but don't be shy. It's free to talk, and remember, when you do, you get the chance to win a Lego prize. Lots of transparent orange elements. look for something real quick. Oh, right that. Oh, I dropped something. As usual, I will use a brick separator to apply the stickers. This is included in the set and it's in teal. The cost of this set is, I believe, 110 US or $140 Canadian, 140 for 1,050 pieces, but you also got these very large vinyl wings, which cost more than like a 1x1 plate, for example. You also got a decent selection of figures. So speaking of figures, let's put them together. Let's start with the bad guy, actually, the Earth Monster. We've seen a version of this before in one of the spinner sets, the one for Nia. Probably the cheapest way to get him, but here's a look at his torso again. Nice metallic printing there. I realized my webcam was off, but it's on now. There you go. On the back of his head, he has like this earthy, volcanic type of style. He has these horns that you can wear like this or like this. Definitely an interesting character. It's the Earth Monster. We have Lloyd. It's the first time that I see this piece personally. It's a new mold, I believe. It's a bit hollow on the underside. I've seen some people attach it in different ways, so you can attach it this way, you can attach it this way, although it's not going to look as good on the top. You could also attach it like from the front, but I'm not going to do that. I've seen other YouTubers do that for attention and clicks. We do get Lloyd in his like dragon form, basically. So he's gonna like do some super spinjitzu or super rising dragon. I'm not quite sure what it is, but he's gonna activate like some next level power to be able to do this. And in case you didn't know, Lloyd is part dragon in terms of his heritage, according to the creators of the show. Like he's officially like part dragon, part Oni. Here's a look at the printing just before it gets covered up more, but that's the basic idea of it, the scales of the dragon. You have the same wings from last year's Dragonians being recolored in all sorts of different colors. I think, actually I'm not sure if it's the same wings or different wings. These feel a bit larger to me, but I'm not sure. Yeah, here is the legendary green ninja in his dragon or Draconis form, as some people are saying. Definitely very interesting. Yeah, so on the box is called Laloy the Dragon Form. That's the official name for him. With that being said, we can start the build. So the mech, I think we can do most of the mech just by looking at the box and nothing else. I do have the 3D view, but I don't want to use it for the small side builds and stuff. Unless like we got really stuck, but I think we can figure it out, right? If we want to be successful, I guess the first thing we should do is sort the pieces. And so Lloyd gets this sword with the tassel. This has not changed since Legacy. If we'll get 2 of these. These have to be used for the mech, I'm pretty sure. Oh, they're used in the hands of the thing. I see in the corner of the box. Definitely interesting. It's good to give us more of these pieces. A lot of these rock type pieces. This piece I feel is new, or at least new to me. Like a claw, but a bit larger. These mechs, like once you've built one, it's not that difficult to figure out how to build the others. Notice how this piece came from this pile, this piece came from this other pile, so don't mix them up. Then hold the minifigure standing. This is eventually going to connect to the bottom half using one of these Technic pins, but I'll do that a bit later. Like the thing will, I don't know if it's going to be able to stand properly because they're completely down, so I'll rotate them out a little bit. Like this. I think that makes them look uglier, and in the case of this monster, that's a good thing. I'm guessing the Earth monster will be fighting against Coal, the Earth Ninja, trying to fight his power or steal his power or something like that. I have an odd number of these pieces, and I'll put one here. If it's even, that means we cannot. I have 6. Probably that's not it. I believe 2 of these go here for the feet. I'm not entirely sure about that. This foot is bent, so we can kind of see what's going on over there. I believe it goes something like this. It's going this way. this, like so. Of course, we have to fill in the gaps, so I think this is the idea. These gaps you can fill with whatever is not used anywhere else. Here, I'm pretty sure this would go here. The only piece that fits. So I'd be shocked if that's not the solution. And we're gonna have to come back to this at some point. For this on this side as well. I think the feet are pretty much done. Moving on to the arms. See another one of these here. Looks to be like one of these pieces here. Something that holds onto these clips. We need something that allows us to connect this here. Probably some snot piece. That's not on top piece. This D-snot piece makes sense. It also fits the height requirement. Next we have, I believe, a clip piece. Something that attaches this. But this is not attached directly, it's attached to this. This is attached to a clip, which I only see this piece offering. It's pretty much like this. Like an L piece. Do we have an L piece? Oh, hi Matthew, Mikhail, E5Z. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I just saw your comments. And yeah, takes a little bit of practice to build things without the instructions, but it's totally possible. And for the mech, I'm using only the box right now. There is a 3D view online, but I'm not looking at that at the moment. Just looking at this picture right here, and this picture right here. Now I believe with these two pictures it's possible to build the mech. And if you want like to have another angle, I think you can find a third angle on the cover page of the instructions right here. So you're not using the actual instruction steps, but just looking at this, that can also help as well. You like the Dragon of Life build? Oh, nice. Have you built it already? Not seeing any L-shaped pieces, so it's going to have to be one of these. Probably. Because of these pieces, how many do we need? Well, we need 2 for the shoulder. Yeah, 2, 1 for each side. Let's reserve 2 more for safety. Gives us 2 left, which is what we need to put here. We need a couple of these, we know already, and this is an extra. We have 1, 2 left that we can afford to put here. Looks like this earth monster is really like lava-like kind of creature, so bursting hot with flames and energy and things like that. And I believe this goes here. This. I think that's how the arm is. Let's think if this would go here, but no. I think this is what this arm looks like. We'll build the other arm. Is it identical to it, but mirrored? And yeah, it's Lego, so if we find out that we may have made a mistake, it's very easy to fix, right? Pretty much the mirror image, right? Yeah, this can be adjusted in and out for posing, so that's alright. Big meaty claws. Alright. So with all those pieces absorbed into the sub-builds, we have less chances to make mistakes for the remaining parts. The arms are going to have something like this. I think that's it for like the upper arms and the shoulders. This is not mirrored, this is the same, so we'll have to rebuild one of them. Luckily, that's not too difficult to do. I do want to flip this piece around to not have the sprue mark visible. There we go. Now we can kind of have a better understanding of the legs. To fill in stuff here. Not quite sure how. Even if you look at this, the cover page of the instructions, it doesn't really tell you more. I guess it helps a little bit, but it doesn't really give you additional information about this particular part where I have my thumb. So we just have to figure it out from the pieces that will be remaining. We do have these. So I'm guessing it's a combination of those. My guess is that it's in this order, but of course, also we're going to want to use a couple of these on for the feet down bottom. So actually, let's see how many. So we need 6 of these. Okay, 4. Although we have these, so hold on. We need to connect the feet from both the top and the bottom, right? Like this part. Is it not? Well, we already have connections from the top and the bottom. We don't need to worry about that. We need basically more pieces than we have. We have not used these pieces sufficiently. So that means there's a place where we put 2 by 2s, 1 by 2s, and we need to replace them with just like 2 by 2s instead. Don't think it's here. Let's see. Oh, actually, this piece goes here, so I think it's more like this, actually. This can go here. Okay, that's the solution. Basically, we need to go this way. That leaves us enough of these pieces to fill the thighs, basically. And my guess is that the orange is... I guess that the orange is on top, just a bit more of a light through. Could be the other way around, but I don't think it makes a big difference, to be honest. So, believe it or not, we are basically done with the build. at least many of the components of the build. We have like something to cover this up. Basically, whatever pieces remain. Although I don't see. Well, we have this. I think that's pretty much it. We'll find out where these go very soon. I'm sure we forgot something. Nothing that we cannot fix. Oh yeah, we just need to do this. Right? I believe we need to put like a couple of those like 1x1s there. I have one, which is in theory the extra one. That means we shouldn't have used them here. Way down there. This is where using the brick separator is very convenient. Of course, like with the angle of this piece, it's a little bit challenging to use it, but yeah, basically we're gonna steal this piece. The outside, it's not gonna matter. Not gonna be visible. So it's just gonna make the whole thing way more stable. Just extracted the piece, but I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is. Now it holds on so much better. I think these studs just remain exposed. There isn't anything to cover them, except a couple of these remaining, so I suppose maybe something that looks like this, or like this, one way or the other. I think that's a better look. Here, I think this is where the guy stands or sits. Did he sit or stand, actually? I want to retweet. Yeah, it looks like he sits. He's just, the hairpiece is so large it makes it look like, okay, it's too short. That's why I included this 2x2 plate. It's like a booster seat. Probably better to put the studs towards the front. That's exactly what the box shows. Actually, the thing should be able to close completely. See like some studs at the back, but do they attach here? Don't know about that. If they do attach, then I think he'll be able to lean forward. It's not entirely clear to me. Okay, that's a lot closer. I'm not 100% sure this is legal, but let's say it's close enough. Yeah, let's attach the rest of the mech. We have the arms, shoulders, basically. And this is going to be on this side. Love snapping these together. It's larger than I thought it would be. These are symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which one you use for left versus right. Let's talk about the feet. There we go. It's a funny looking mech. Pretty goofy, but in a good way. And we built this using only the box, nothing but the box. Pretty proud of that fact. We'll move on to Bag 2 very shortly, but just to take a very quick look at the mech first. We spent all this time building it. I want to spend a little bit of time enjoying what we built. So, we have the mech. I won't go into all the articulation detail here. You have to wait for my final review for that, but let's just take a look at it from all the angles. Again, pretty goofy looking thing, but in a good way. It just looks very earthy, very like organic. Like it came out of the earth, but it's also evil because it has like these pincers, or pincers rather. Huh. I feel like, yeah, you could get some interesting poses if you spend some time with it. Maybe we'll do that later in the video when we're taking breaks from the main build. Let's move on to bag number 2. A final look at the Lloyds. I will make the bag announcement very soon. I'll also clean up all the extra pieces, all the 1x1s. Oh, by the way, we can attach these to this guy's hands to basically make him look like this. But I think I'll save that for the review because it's pretty obvious what it is just by looking at the picture. So let me do just that. Actually, turn off the pause the music as well to announce bag 1. Bag 1 gives us the Earth Monster minifigure, his mech, and the dragon form of Lloyd. Just putting all the pieces in a bag for now. We'll come back to them if we need to later in the build. There. Doing chat. You got some interesting pieces in this bag, including this piece right here, in transparent green. These in the regular, I think it's bright green actually. This is regular green, this is bright green, this is transparent green. The nice foliage piece. We see that's going to be used on the dragon, but it's also going to be used in the side build. With side build, there's only one picture of it on the back of the box, so I'll focus on that. There's also this printed piece right here. I'm happy that it's printed. Trying to get focus. I don't know what that represents specifically. It's an interesting symbol nonetheless. You get a minifigure in this bag as well. It looks like this is the loyalist leader. Do we have any cauldron for this minifigure? No. So we have this loyalist leader right there. Printing at the back. All right. Also the Sword of Fire. Ninjago Legacy from the very first season, or even the pilots. Pilots / season 1, Sword of Fire. There's a Sword of Fire, but no Kai minifigure. That's a bit of a miss, in my opinion. It should have included Kai. If not the Dragon Kai, the fancy Kai, at least give us the regular Kai, because you're giving us the Sword of Fire. Unless there's a reason, like, Kai disappears in the show. They're like, yeah, Kai is not using the Sword of Fire anymore. It's Zane who's using it, because elemental powers got messed up or something. You got another printed piece, but this is fairly standard. It's just like a wooden stump. You see this in Lego City and a bunch of other places as well. So again, because there's only one image of the side build, it's this one right here. I'll rely on this as much as possible, but then I will rely on this cover page just to get a second angle of it. If you make like a small mistake in a side build, I don't think it matters that much. If it's just like purely visual. If this flower was like displaced by one stud, I don't think anyone's gonna care. This is the olive green color. It's an interesting piece for the tree. That might actually be one of the easier pieces to build. With this dinosaur tail. Like a piece with like a bar hole clip, I believe. I don't know what it's officially called. Basically this thing. That's basically the major structure of the tree. See these gears. Now I see like there's gonna be like some mechanism here, interestingly enough. I'll swap the two parts of the box so you can understand what I'm saying. Down this leader, but I'm not gonna worry too much because they're supposedly an evil character. So basically, we need to look at this and this. This is presumably gonna go for into the tree. This is like, I believe, a representation of a monastery or something like that. Just because of the colors that are used here. Just looking at this from a different angle. This picture right here is basically the same as this perspective, but this is just easier for me to see because I can bring it closer to my eyes. Interesting combination of green colors right here. The regular green lime green and olive green. Or is this dark tan? This is olive green, this is dark tan. It all blends in. That's interesting. Looks like we're gonna have like at least a semicircle of some sort. It's something turning here. If we have turns, it's gonna be like turntables of this, they go together, right? So I'm guessing this goes here. As Zane would say, logic would therefore dictate that this goes here. Yeah, it would seem to me that this goes here. This would go on top of it, presumably. As long as you get the orientation right. Or just remove patch and bring it back wherever you want to put it. That's pretty nice, and we're not using any Lego Technic here. It's all pure Lego system. It's very nice, actually. We have another build similar to the one we built yesterday for the Ninja character display, using again the Minecraft piece. I wonder what's the deal with that. Is it just a training course, or is it something that's canon to the show that I don't know about? The people who know what's going on, they oftentimes give either vague, unintentional, or they give misleading details, or basically they don't want you to know what's going to happen next. So they give you the opposite of a spoiler. Yeah, I don't know what this is off the top of my head, but if anyone in chat knows, please share. Lloyd knocked over, back on his feet. This very likely goes here by symmetry. This is an extra. goes here. I don't know where this goes. This cannot go on top of it. I guess we'll find out soon enough. Might be the case that this is not directly attached here, but rather through. There might be like some intermediary, such as maybe this piece, for example. Good version of it. We don't know that yet. What's that? You have something like this. These presumably get attached here, but I'll do that later. 4 of them for 4 here makes sense. Then we have these. Guessing. So we have studs. We're going to need to put like the pieces in here because there's no axle going through as far as I'm aware. Right? That means that we can probably put one of these in here. Put this on top. One. This goes here. The sword of fire presumably gets attached here. No idea what all these pieces are for, but I'm guessing they're somehow involved in the tree. saying this piece is what attaches like the now 3 of these. You have this piece that has symmetry in 3 different directions, but these do not attach directly, do they? We need some intermediate piece that see that they're actually linked through this. It might not be. I'm not sure if it's the third one involved here. No, the third one is here at the bottom. That's what that looks like. This looks like almost golden on the box, but in reality it's orange. Quite interesting difference there. Is it supposed to hold on to this somehow? Oh, it's done. This is going to attach to something that attaches to this. So since the box only shows this particular angle, to make up something for the back or use a 3D view, not the instructions, just the 3D view. So I think I'll do that just to give a more accurate representation of what this is supposed to be. Again, I'm still not using the instructions, but just spinning the thing around to see it from the back. I think that's fair given the fact that we cannot see it from the back at all. But the other option would be to just make a mock with these pieces. And that is valid if you want to do that, but I want to build the set as the designer intended, without the instructions, but using only the building phases. That's what I usually do. But it has to be fair. I have to be able to see the general reference of what I'm building. If there are building phases for bag 1, bag 2, etc., I do use them, and I do make that clear. It does look like there's a bit of an accessory for the villain. You can see it here. I did not pay attention to it earlier, but it is here. So we'll build that for the loyalist leader, as they are called. It looks like this is not used in the tree after all. I was pretty sure it would be, but sometimes appearances can be deceiving. Means that this piece goes there. Is this the Master of Lord Raz? Maybe. Only time will tell. Calling this a loyalist leader, but loyal to who? Or to what? It's gonna be fun to find out when the episodes come out officially. Looks like I got this wrong. Supposed to be like this. This whole thing looks kind of like a face now that you think about it. Like this is the top of the head, this is the bottom, and you see this is like a smile. I wonder if that's a reference to something. Got some water. Still, we were able to figure out a lot just from these two angles right here, so I'm pretty happy about that. And this side build is more sophisticated than first meets the eye, as you will see very soon. For a 9+ set, I'm happy about that. Like, if this was available when I was 9, I would have been like super crazy excited about this set. Not expecting that, but okay. And we do use some technique. Before I seal this in its place, I'm going to check to see the same solution that they used right here. We're basically mixing this with technique, which is something I've not seen before. It's definitely an interesting choice that they went for, but it makes sense when you think about it. This will be here. You'll see how this works in a moment. Basically, we're gonna rotate this. That's nice. You don't really see this in most like Lego side builds these days. It's not too tight. Yeah, that's fine. Here's where the other print goes. Yeah, but this is nice. Here's how the mechanism works. Actually, I'll explain that for the review. Before I finish building the side build, here's how the mechanism works. Basically turn this decorated piece right here. It's going to move this Technic axle in light bluish gray, which is going to move these gears, and this is going to move the thing that's going to be placed on top of it. So definitely much more than I'm expecting for a Ninjago side build. That's interesting. Could steal one of these pieces, so I'm gonna have to put it back. This goes here. Come back to the tree, but let's finish what's on the ground first. Definitely an interesting build that they're doing here for whatever this is. Looks kind of like a training thing, or a monastery related thing. Just can't put my finger on what it is exactly. It seems familiar because we built it yesterday. Just don't know what it is. Or maybe I do know, but just like it slipped in my mind. Here, just for the purpose of decoration. We do have us place one of these on this side. here. It's purely decorative. Luckily, these are not like those old school turntables that can never be disassembled after they're put together. Like what we saw in the concrete mixer. If it was that, then forget about it. It's like the ground is pretty much done except for this part. I do confirm that this goes here. No other option. This goes here. The process of elimination. I think these pieces look better as well. They pop a lot more with the lime green underneath. That makes sense actually. So you can see here like the basic mechanism how it's going to work. All we have to do is add the tree and be mostly done. Actually, bit of rock work right there. Okay, now we can add the tree. Apparently it's a lot simpler than I thought. You just have this piece here. Have this piece on top, like this. Of course, you can adjust the angle to suit your preference, but it's something like this by default. It's not bad for a tree. Built with only 2 main foliage elements. I think this might be off by 1. Is it? No. That's what it's supposed to look like. Finally, we can add these guys. And I don't know where this. I think this goes here actually. Put it in. Yeah, there we go. It looks like there's maybe some evil green energy that's guarding the Sword of Fire. Apparently, the Ice Ninja has to rescue the Sword of Fire from this thing, whatever it is. I'm really curious how they're going to treat this in the show, if they do. Here's what it looks like. Take the Sword of Fire, put it basically here. Yeah. That's interesting. I was not expecting this from like a side build that you built for a much larger set. But this is impressive to me. It's interesting. I haven't even started building the dragon yet, but that will very, very soon change. Putting away the pieces as usual. The extra pieces. So far, here's our collection of them. All the pieces are used as accessories for this guy, but that's a separate thing. Bag 2 builds this very nice side build of the Sword of Fire being guarded by this evil green energy, and it has a very nice mechanism that you can spin around. You also have this tree as well, which looks quite nice. It's much more than I would expect from a Ninjago side build, so this is very nice to see and very welcome. I appreciate the playability and also the display factor of this side build. We also get the Loyalist Leader in this bag, along with a weapon with a printed piece that looks quite interesting. Is this the Master of Lord Raz? Alright. Now, number 3. Let's go. Do not see any minifigures in this bag. Just some standard Lego pieces. There's this piece that's interesting. I think we've seen it 1 or 2 times before. This piece might be stickered. I don't know. I'll take a look soon and let you know. This piece might be new. Might be new. I don't remember off the top of my head seeing this piece before. You see how Lego colors the pieces so that you don't mix up this piece with this piece, for example. And this piece is going to be totally hidden. We're not going to see it in the final build. At least I hope not. Let's see. We're going to need to apply 2 stickers already. These Nexonite shields. Anyone remember Nexonites, by the way? And you gotta make sure to apply the correct stickers, because there's multiple stickers that could fit here. If you make a mistake, you can always remove the piece and insert it later, but just to avoid the hassle trying to get it right the first time. Not perfect, but it's close enough. There we go. All right. For this much larger dragon build, I have to move the boxes out of the way. I am using the 3D view, but I need a bit more space. The angle here is getting a bit awkward. Push everything back. Yeah, basically, here are the pieces, just so you see them. I'll bring them back just so it's easier for me to reach them. I'll do the build more or less here. I'll just adjust the chair that I'm sitting in a bit. So the stickered pieces, you handle them, right? I like to put those to the side just to not lose track of them. Here's the main build. There's lots of studs on the side construction with this, which is to be expected. Tick tock, whip around and spin. Good job. Good job. You can do it. That would be one of the most successful theme songs ever. Contrary to popular belief, this is not a source dragon. At least not yet. It's equivalent to an arc dragon. We did get the source dragon of focus. Source dragon of motion, sorry, 2 years ago. No source dragons last year. Pretty sure we'll get a source dragon of some sort this year. They can't keep talking about like 7 source dragons and then they don't give us all 7 of them. Right? Pretty sure this is going to go somewhere around here. Probably. to confirm that these go here. But if that was true, would this still fit here? I think I made a mistake. Don't go here. Let's go here. These go here. Yeah. Got it. These go here actually. Such that these end up here. Through this pinhole we see that there's an axle, one specifically. It has to be at the same level. But there's a blue plate, so this that goes here. This actually goes here. It's pretty fun to figure out. Same token, please go here. Perfectly. And here, because we have this, we need a plate here. This won't fit, so we have to use this one. See how everything lines up perfectly, despite using different types of pieces. The designer really knew what they were doing here. Still some stuff that's a mystery over here. It's not easy to see, but I know that we can figure it out. We need these pieces here. Through this axle hole, I see that there needs to be some green. If I look through it, like directly through that hole, there should be some green and some red on top of it. Here's the green. Not quite sure what would fit there. The only thing that would fit would be like a green plate, but that cannot fit there. We need these somewhere else. Not sure. I think it's bright green instead. Or maybe it's this. There's no place to extended bracket there. Oh, the green is on top of another piece. Actually, what this means is that just make sure we don't need any of these. I need one. I just need one. I have 4. That means I can sacrifice one of them in here. Green. And this is actually what we're expecting to see. The red on top of it. That helps actually. It's quite a lot. Because then we can do this. Turn on the light. Yeah, that's a bit better. Plug this in. So essentially we're using these brackets to hold these Technic bricks in place. We're going to use this bracket to hold the brackets in place. So there's one more plate that goes there. Basically we're making sure that these are not going to go anywhere. Even with rough play. Basically LEGO is designing this for play, not just display. Which they should for a 9+ set. Looks like this goes here. For some reason we're using these headlight bricks. So this is why we're using the hollow studs, because this is legal. But let's say If it was not a hollow stud, but a stud with a Lego logo, then this would become an illegal technique. For example, let's say this was here. Like, you could not do this with a non-hollow stud. Because you see here, like, the Lego logo, it has like a certain height to it, so this is not perfectly parallel. But if it's a hollow stud here, then it's fine. And if you submit something to the Bricklink Designer program, that's one of the things that they check for. Speaking of which, good luck to anyone who plans on submitting. Plan on submitting this year. That's surprisingly in the grid. I did not know you could do that. That's interesting. It's probably in the grid on this side as well, right? I imagine it is. That looks like it. But yeah, using process of elimination, we can deduce that these pieces have to go here. This will go here, but before that, oh, I think we forgot. There we go. That was pretty dense for one bag. This piece in the end, probably an extra piece that we didn't clean up from the previous bag. You do see it here? So, oh wait, it is used here. Okay, now we're done. Bag 3 starts the build of the source. Bag 3 starts the build of the dragon itself with this assembly right here that's full of studs on the side construction and a bit of technique as well. Definitely an interesting start to the main build. Back camera. Alright. Back 4. Do you got any figure in back 4? Don't think so. You got a golden piece. So same piece that we saw before in pearl gold color. This pearl gold is not exactly the same as this gold, I feel. Yeah, I see this This one feels a bit more yellowish, this one's a bit more reddish or orangish. I can see the difference in person and on camera. It looks like in Bag 4 we'll be adding a bit more to the build, but really covering it up and making it look nice. The idea is this dragon is basically the forest. Whispering Wood, as people are saying it's going to be called. Sorry about that. I don't know what you call that, but you know. It's definitely some interesting shaping. This part right here is done. Basically, everything here is mirrored, so what I do on this side, I'll try to do immediately on the other side. fill this space somehow. We could go somewhere else and come back to it. I think we're using this piece here. It's like this piece is used like this here. Definitely a very interesting choice for the shaping. I would not have guessed that. Efficient way to minimize the number of types of pieces. You could win up to a Lego Death Star, depending on how many subscribers we get on the channel, just by leaving a comment in the chat. So if you're watching, your participation is always welcome. I love hearing your opinions, whether you agree with me or not, as long as you're respectful, of course. So thank you for all the people who just joined. It's a pleasure to see you here. The other alternative is that the chat is broken again, and that you're sending the messages and I just don't see them. In which case, I'm sorry that I didn't see your message. This goes here. So many Nexonite shields in this color. We're done with this bottom part, more or less. I have a bit to do here, but because we're adding pieces on top, I'll do that part last. So eventually going to go here, but we need to attach some pieces underneath it. Looks like these will get attached here. Just realized this is like an unprinted Z-blob character element. That's interesting. So maybe a reference to Lego Dreams. Somehow this piece is going to be here. I don't think this piece is going to get attached from the other side, just from here. Right. Process of elimination, it's going to be these colors. Yeah, I like the color blocking that they did here. I'm learning stuff when building this set. See, it's quite simple. It's mirrored, so basically this piece right here, there's one color here and one color on the other side. Same thing here. And you basically see like a seamless color blocking between the green and the tan. It's simple, but it's nice. When I say simple, I mean the idea is simple. Like, it seems obvious, but good luck designing these Lego elements, designing this Lego system. This piece unprinted, I don't know where this goes. Part of the mechanism or something. Start to build the stuff that's on the front. Doing that will help me reduce the number of pieces that are candidates for the stuff that goes here. Yeah, I've already explained this many times. When you build stuff, you want to absorb things into side builds and partial builds as much as you can. This way, whatever remains is like the stuff that you need to put in the builds that you have. So that's somewhere around here ish. This is going to also attach to the front. So this must go here. Nothing else can go. Or actually, this must go here. This on top of it. We'll attach stuff on top of this. This is going to go like this. This will attach to here, but we cannot attach them yet. Used before. this in place, but I'll do that at the end just for the sake of convenience. You can see, like, by building all these, I guess I can put this in here now. By building all of these, then that leaves us with a lot less pieces to consider when building the remaining part. Extra. I don't know where this axle goes. This looks like it's pretty important. I feel like we gotta figure that out. See it anywhere. Black pieces that go under this, so it's not gonna have to be these two somehow. I wonder why this is smooth. There's not like some mechanism that goes back and forth in here. Maybe it's because we're gonna do some stuff on the side. I feel like we have to do something on the side here, but I'm not quite sure. I feel like this and this, they attach here. I just have that feeling, but I don't see it yet. Okay, 3. No, this goes here. If I put this here, then it's too low. Think of the abyss, which we don't want. I feel like there's something I'm still missing here. For these two pieces to appear together, right underneath this one, what would need to happen? Could do this. were to do this, then it would not see like the seam between both of them, so that's not it. It has to be like this. But also this does not attach here. Might. Just don't know. I guess you have to start attaching things and make sense of it all. This one does not go here, but here. You would think that there would be an additional snot piece, but there isn't. It's just like this. This goes here. Like so. Or we attach this big leaf to add the other stuff. Easiest if we start from the back. This. Then we can attach this stuff. And then finally these guys. These pieces, which there's got to be something linking them together. Guessing it's the tan piece there. I don't need any more tan pieces, so use it. This is a relatively new piece. A gray. Put on the side piece. Or is it just this? Let's go here. It sits here. It sits on top of it. So there's some studs on the side construction that allows for this to be held in place like this. And just for the purposes of of this piece after, most likely, but just for the purposes of knowing, is this what we want? Or do I need another plate, basically? Right now this is in between the tan and the green almost perfectly. The circle should be a bit more on the green side, which it is. So this is what we want. Then I'll remove this piece. I'm gonna have to basically insert this piece like this from the side. The whole thing is leaning back just because of those pieces from before, so don't worry about that. Like a budget of 2 plates. This one. I know that this has to attach here. The only way it can fit is like this. Does this actually fit? Try this. I don't think this is a solution, but looks like this might actually fit. I still don't think this is what we were supposed to do. See them clearly touching. The pieces are touching. This is the other option. Or yeah, that's the thing. This could also be the case. This might be the solution. Why? Oh, and then wait. If you do this, put this axle through, then you're gonna lock this in place before you attach the studs on the side stuff. We didn't add these technicals for nothing. There's a reason why we added them there. I'm guessing it's to attach it at a particular spot. This is very difficult to see, by the way. There's an axle right there through the yellow ethnic brick. And maybe this is supposed to go down there, but I'm not sure about that. Oh, let's give this a try. Yeah, it looks like that is the solution. It's a bit wobbly right now, but there will be other pieces attached to hold it in place. I'm just surprised there's nothing holding it from here. Definitely a very interesting choice. Maybe this is intentional. They want it to move. Don't know why they did it this way. In that case, this. These pieces attached has still has a bit of leeway, but still, it's supposed to, in theory, be held like this. Yeah. Through process of elimination, probably guess that this goes here, most likely. Right? So, have a few more pieces left. This is extra. This is probably used somewhere in the interior. Oh yeah, here. This and this are probably used in the interior. I don't think I'll be using them, but I'll hold on to them in case they're used in the future. Just double check one last time. The yellow is obvious because like I immediately noticed it. There's only one of these, so let's do the announcement for bag 4. Bag 4 continues the build of the main body of the dragon by wrapping it up with a lot of Nexonite's shields and adds a bit of build here for the front. And the way that this is attached, using some studs on the side and a Technic axle, means it can move a little bit, at least the way that I built it. I don't know if that's intentional or not. Alright, so let's take a look at bag 5. 5 does not seem to be too bad in terms of the amount of stuff we have to do. Do it. Here's an exciting menu right there. So, very exciting piece right here for the acid monster. The first time I've seen this particular piece. It's like a mix. Like at the front, it's the standard ABS plastic, but then it's dual molded. Basically, here they're linking it to some softer plastic so kids don't hurt themselves with it. Definitely a fascinating figure. This one right here. Just look at that head with the transparent green and the purple. That's amazing. Very scary. You can turn the head a little bit left and right. Not all the way, not 360 degrees, but definitely better than nothing. I do appreciate that. Wish they gave us a bit more articulation, but it's good enough. I love the transparency on this. The way it reflects, look. The way it reflects and reflects. The way it reflects and refracts the light. The color match between this and this is not perfect, but it's close enough. And this guy has an intimidating weapon. Actually using a minifigure head for the weapon. It's pretty ominous if you're a Lego minifigure. That's a serious weapon. There you go, that's the acid monster. We have our standard Aaron. Here he has the reddish orange arm, which is, I believe, is new for 2026. Here's a look at the back printing. I believe this says Aaron. A-R-I-N. I think that's what it says. He has only one face, no alternative expression. Would be quite happy, but he did get a scar on his face. I wonder if that will become a permanent feature like Kai. At least it's not a bandage. He has like this thing here, but he also has like the armor, this is the thing that he uses to carry the sword, which is also the mask, which is not the best option in my opinion, but I guess we'll have to live with it. Yet another season. There it is. There is Aaron, the yellowish orange ninja. And according to some characters in the show, this is the greatest ninja ever. And he's gonna have to be the greatest ninja if he's gonna defeat this acid monster on his own. I found it interesting that they did not put the acid monster against Lloyd, or the loyalist leader, or this guy, but I'm assuming all the bad guys are going to be on one side, but that's not always the case with Ninjago. They like to mix things up. So, no, it's Aaron specifically has to fight this bad guy. And maybe the mech at the same time. So it's going to be quite a challenge for Aaron, who, at the time of this recording, does not have an official elemental power. Although I suspect that might change. That might change. Interesting enough, for the tail, we start the build similar to what we did with the side build. We already have some experience there. Almost identical. I wonder if that's by design. Yeah, the tail is literally a tree. I just find that funny. It's interesting that they chose this piece for the piece that goes down to up, and this one that goes up to down, so that the brown, the earth, is towards the bottom. These designers, they thought of everything. I'm sure that's one of the first things they figured out. It's sticker time. Apply the same sticker 4 times. Derivation printed these. For Nexonite shields, I actually recommend doing them from the point, so that you can attach them like this, parallel. Close enough. Actually, all 4 of these are identical, so it doesn't matter which side, which orientation, which piece. As long as it's a brown Nexonite shield, you should be good. I feel like these stickers add optional detail. If you skip them, you'll lose a bit of detail, but there's still enough texture in the dragon to where it feels okay. Especially with the wings, which are printed. thicker parts of the tail. Very interesting color blocking that they're using here. We're, at the time that I say this, only 13 subscribers away from the next goal. 1313. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. It really helps me out, and you could get a free Lego set out of it. So please share with your friends, family, anyone else who you might think might be interested. Because if we do that enough times, then the algorithm will start to favor the channel. That's going to be good for everyone here. Because any benefits that I get from this channel, I plan on sharing them with you guys. If there's a bit of a delay, and last night the delay really destroyed the channel, or not the channel, but that particular live stream. Thankfully, not the entire channel. Hopefully not. You know what I mean. When I do my edited videos, every time I misspeak accidentally, I edit the footage to remove the stuff that's wrong and correct it. When I'm live, I don't have such luxuries. And I don't yet have like the years of experience and the habits to always only say the correct things. I've seen other live streamers, I won't mention them by name, but you probably know who they are. They could be like streaming for hours and they literally never make a mistake. I wonder how they do it. I suppose it's like delivery drivers who they drive like hundreds of thousands of kilometers and they never get into any accidents. In other words, it's a skill. It's a skill that you can learn, that I can learn, and anyone can learn with enough practice and hours. So if you have a YouTube channel of your own, don't get discouraged. Keep going. You build them one at a time, as one YouTuber with 1 million subscribers likes to say. And I was there before he reached 1 million. Pretty much done with this bag. Okay, we have a couple of these. We'll see where they go soon, if applicable. I feel like I used one more of these than I needed to. I'm not sure about that. Oh yeah, here. These go here. And now for the fun part, we attach the tail. Quite sizable tail. Here it is compared to the mech. And when you look at it this way, it's kind of like a tree. I suppose, like, if you want something that resembles a tree roughly, you could just say, this is a tree. Of course, you'd have to discount the gray bits, but you get the idea. This goes here. Thankfully, this is not blue, it's brown. It's always brown. Regular LEGO Technic sets. Include it like that. Yeah, there's the tail, and it can be adjusted further. We'll look at the articulation later. And the other thing to notice is that if you look at the gray pieces, light and dark gray, you see that there's like a path that you can walk. You see from here to here, like a video game basically. And here's like a seat for whoever commands or controls the dragon, or who is there with the dragon's permission, depending on which version you want to use, which interpretation. Yeah, I think I'll do an announcement for bag 5. And we'll see whether or not we're going to move on, depending on how large the workload is in the next bag. Bag 5 gives us the Acid Monster and Aaron minifigures, and builds the tail of the dragon, which looks like a tree and also a stone path. Put these away. Yeah. I think Aaron has 2 swords now. Aaron is punching himself in the face. Bag 6, not to be confused with bag 9. In bag 6, we build the head of this thing. Six, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 bags. And the thing is, I do work tomorrow, Monday. I do work tomorrow, and I have a bunch of other obligations. So what I'll do is I think we'll wrap up. We'll call it a night right now. Yeah, because if I do bag 6, yeah, basically this is a good midway point. We'll stop here. I'll show you what we built. Show you the minifigures once again, and then we'll wrap up basically. So yeah, today we built the mech, the side build. Yeah, we built the mech. We started with that. I built this using only the box and nothing else. We built this side build. It has a nice knob. You turn it, and you have this sword of fire thing that you're supposed to capture, but there's evil energy or green energy that's preventing you from getting it. It's definitely very interesting. We built 4 minifigures today. Actually 5 minifigures if you count this guy. So let's take a look at them one more time. Here's the Earth Monster. Yeah, he's locked in there because I attached him from basically these studs there in order for him to fit. We've seen this guy before in one of the spinner sets. Here he is again. Nice minifigure to get. Very evil looking. Staying on the topic of the bad guys, there's the loyalist leader. Also very evil looking, kind of draconian. Dark red and gold. Maybe that gives some hints as to the identity of this character. Then you have here the acid monster, which looks like a serpentine. Very interesting minifigure right here. I love the shaping of it, and also the colors, the translucency. This makes sense to me, and it reminds me of some of the older serpentine, like Pythor, that we got way back in the good old days. I hope they do bring back Pythor, by the way. Here is Aaron, one of the ninja, and a slightly improved or modernized version of his outfit compared to what we got in the past. Not to say the past versions were worse, but I think it's nice to have something fresh for a change. This is the Draconian Void. Printing on the back is similar to the one at the front. It has these wings as well. So yeah, interesting color combination that they went with the bright green and the lime green as well. Yeah, they each got weapons, with the bad guys getting the more interesting weapons. The good guys getting the standard golden swords that we've seen many times before. Here's the body of the dragon itself. Of course, it's going to be more interesting when it's done, but we've built basically this body today as well as the tail. Next time in bag 6 we'll build the head, and then obviously the legs and the wings. So that is what remains, and that will be hopefully tomorrow, same time, same place, or it might be some other time. And yes, I'm building without the instructions, as always. I just saw your message, by the way. And thank you for joining the channel, for joining the live stream. I really appreciate it. I will have to end the live stream here, though, due to the fact that I work tomorrow and I have certain obligations. So, thank you everyone for tuning in. I really appreciate that you joined. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to all of you who are watching now or in the future. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one.